Good afternoon. Welcome back to Nick Can't Game or Can He? My YouTube gaming channel. Uh, as always, I hope you enjoy the videos that I make for you. Uh, we're diving back into our Pro Wrestling Sim series, WCW Revival, today with a week of Nitro and Thunder. And I hope that your weekend has been excellent and that it only gets better from here. As always, if you enjoy these videos that I make, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification button below. And with that said, let's flip over to the game and have some fun. So here we are. Let's go full screen. We have our Nitro booked out completely with some championship matches this week. And yeah, let's start the show and get things going. Our show opener, which features some of the people who are on the episode, and everybody gains in popularity, and that gets a 98% approval rating. We go over to the announce desk, and we see in the back the Polly Queens arriving to the arena with Ronda Rousey in tow, as she lost the cage match at the PLE and is now a member of that group. And that gets a 91% segment rating. And we go to the ring. Drew Galloway, our new world champion, is in the ring talking about his victory and basically running down the person that he won the title from at the PLE, Joe Hendry, the former champion. Drew calls his time with the championship the era of reckoning, and Joe Hendry comes out and interrupts him. And they get into a war of words on the mic, and it looks like they're going to be having a rematch in the future for the championship. And the general manager makes matches for each of them tonight, separate matches, and that gets a 90% segment score. We go to the ring. Mustafa Ali defending his Cruiserweight Championship that he just won against Yuki Ueno. It's a 3.5 star match, 72% overall rating. Ali won. He's a heel. He won with a roll-up and putting his feet on the ropes for leverage. And after that, he cuts a really smug promo type saying, the spotlight is mine now, and the other people coming for my title are just renting it. And again, a pretty good match. Crowd wasn't quite there for it, but it does get 72% overall. Next, we have the Polly Queens cutting a promo. And Ronda is there in the background. She's now in the official colors of the group. And Eva Marie and the others make it clear that, this is where she should have been from the beginning, and that she's there now that she lost that match, and basically, you can tell that she's uncomfortable at having lost the match and now having to be part of this group. Um, Popularity gains for the members of the group, 90% segment score. Next, we have General Manager Bill Goldberg announcing a tag team number one contenders match for the men's championships held by New Legacy, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Ted DiBiase Jr. And later on, we're going to be getting a match between Dead Man's Hand members Bully Ray and Ezekiel Creed against the varsity athletes of Grayson Waller and Eric Bugenhagen. It's not a great segment. It only gets a 56% overall. We go back to the ring, and CJ Perry defending her what she calls the Flawless Television Championship against Japanese wrestler Mio Momono. She does successfully retain in a 2-star match, 54% overall rating. The crowd wasn't really there for it, but she's got her personalized belt, and we don't know what happened to the real World Television Championship belt, just as she's replaced it with her custom one. And from that, we get a video vignette of Simon Miller, the former television champion, doing a training montage in a dark gymnasium. And there's a voiceover on the video with him saying, "You've got the gold, but I've got the grit." And that gets a popularity increase for both him and CJ, and it gets a 96% segment score. We go to commercial break for the latest round of action figures. Everybody gets a jump in popularity, and we have new action figures for Mio Momono, Sari, Rosemary, and Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay of the Iconics, and that's an 86% score for that commercial. We have a split screen interview with Kairi Sane and Mayu Iwatani talking about their past feud and rivalry and how they're here now in WCW to continue that. Kairi says that she's not here to relive history, she's here to rewrite it. And Mayu says that, you left Japan to come to the States and I stayed, and that's the difference between us. And that's the 78% segment score. We go to the ring. Nick Nemeth against Joe Hendry in a 2.5-star match. 92% crowd reaction, 84% overall score. At the end of the match, Joshua Fatu, who is feuding with Nick Nemeth, comes out to the ring to distract him, and that's what allows Joe Hendry to get the win in an otherwise hard-fought match. And that's, again, an 84% overall. After the match, he and Nick Nemeth get into a brawl, Joshua and Nick, and they end up fighting all the way through the crowd and into the back, and that gets an 86% segment score. Then we go to the tag team number one contendership match. Grayson Waller and Eric Bugenhagen against Dead Man's Hand, Bully Ray, and Ezekiel Creed. It's a 3-star match, 86% match rating overall. The crowd really enjoyed the entrances and the chaos, and Uh, Everybody's riding a wave of momentum, and yeah, it gave the match an excellent quality and an excellent rating. Our next match is a match requested by Ryan Nemeth. Um, he wanted a solo match against Jeff Hardy, and he got it, and they weren't quite able to steal the show. It only turned out to be a 1.5 star match at 61%. We have a video package about the Women World Championship. Uh, Tonight, Mercedes Varnado is going to be facing uh, her two main challengers, Becky Lynch and Mariah May, in a triple threat match for the title. And that gets a 100% segment rating. The voiceover says 3 women, 1 crown, and no mercy. And we go to commercial break for the latest round of t-shirts. T-shirts from the women's tag team champions, the Beautiful Disasters, Mandy and Daria, and Brandy Lauren. And the commercial gets a 94% rating. We go back to the ring. Drew Galloway in what's basically a tune-up match against Effie. 1.5 star match quality, 83% crowd reaction for a 74% overall score. Drew gets a pretty decisive win. And after the match, Joe Hendry appears on the stage with a slow clap and not saying any words, just staring him down. And we go to the main event, women's title match, Mercedes versus Becky Knox versus Mariah May. And in the end, it's a 3.5 star match, 92% crowd reaction, 91% overall. And we have a new women's champion in Becky Knox. And it turns out to be a really great match. And that is the last match of the show. And we cut to the end of the show with Becky standing tall with the title in her hand. And we get an 87% show rating for this episode, and popularity gains all around. And we check our mail. Eddie Edwards wants a match against Bully Ray before the 19th of September. We can give you that, sure. We sold 17,800 tickets. After the gate share clause, we had 909,000 in ticket sales. We got our usual 388,000 from Amazon Prime. We kept our promise to Ryan Nemeth, and so his morale goes up. Let's see, is there anybody up for hiring that we might want to make an offer on? Okay. No, I don't see anything. I see one of the random news events is that WWE CM Punk is apparently releasing a tell-all autobiography. And we go to the next day and see what comes up in our mail. Nothing in the mail. Is anybody available for hire? WWE looking to make a contract renewal offer for Dragon Lee. I might consider that. I'll take a look and see what he's asking for. Okay. Alright, let's go to all workers and see how much money he wants. Okay. He's got good wrestling and psychology skills and good star power. He's a pretty safe wrestler. Entertainment skill isn't quite there. But we can tag him up with somebody who is good at entertaining and see if that increases. Let's see. He's wanting 1,100 an appearance. We would offer him a 3-year contract. Let's make this 40,000 signing bonus. Okay. Okay. And give him the luchador gimmick. Let's make him an offer. I will consider your offer and be in contact in the coming days. Okay. We go on to our next day and the Thunder Show. Okay, is there anybody over here we might want to hire? Anybody that I recognize? Anybody that I recognize? And that is a no. Okay. So we go over to Thunder. We've got a couple of championship matches on this one as well. And we were going to go ahead and start the show. Again, so we have our standard opening video package, show intro, featuring several of the main stars of our company. That gets a 100% segment rating. We have the announced team previewing tonight's show, talking about the Beautiful Desires, the women's tag team champions, talking about Grayson Waller and Bully Ray. And that gets a 79% segment rating. We go to the ring. CJ Perry having another match for her Women's Flawless Championship. 2-star match, 64% overall. She is up against the Knockouts champion of TNA, a company that we have a working relationship with, named Lei Ying Lee. And CJ picks up the win. gained slightly in popularity, holds onto her title, and the crowd really enjoyed the entrances. CJ's on a wave of momentum and got a really good reaction. It had just the right amount of chaos and short length for the crowd to enjoy it, and it looked good overall. We go to the back. Nikki Garcia interviewing the women's tag team champions, the Beautiful Disasters, Mandy Sachs and Daria Berenano, and Mandy tells her, "We're not just champions, we're the standard bearers." And Daria saying, "If anyone wants a shot, they better bring more than glitter and grit." And the commentary team basically teases that they are scouting out for challengers. And that gets an 87% segment score. We go to the ring. The two of the teams in the women's tag team division are going up against each other to see who is going to be moving forward as challengers for the tag team belts. The Party Idols of Haley J and Mia Momono versus Team Extreme Beatings of Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich. The Party Idols pick up the win with Haley J getting the pinfall after a top rope finish. And the commentary says they just made a statement. It was a 4-star match, a very excellent match, 81% overall match rating. And the winners, the Party Idols, get a bump in popularity, while the losers do take a slight dip. We go to the back where the Cruiserweight Champion, Mustafa Ali, is cutting promos on his challengers, the three main challengers, and basically running them down. The challengers are Leo Rush, Mystico, and Ace Austin. And he says, "Every week I defend, every week I define." And he announces an open challenge for the next episode of Nitro. And the commentary team saying that Mustafa Ali's reign is fast, flashy, and dangerous. And that gets an 85% segment score. We go to commercial break for the company's streaming platform, featuring Kenta, Brandy Lauren, the Beautiful Disasters, and Eva Marie. And that gets a 100% commercial rating. We go back to the ring. Rosemary of the Resistance taking on Lady Maravilla. It's a 1.5-star match with a 52% overall rating. The crowd wasn't quite into it, and the two don't have very good chemistry as opponents. So we'll try to avoid having them go up against each other in the future. After the match, the other two members of the Resistance join her in the ring, Britt Baker and Bobby Tyler. And then the next match is Tessa Blanchard taking on Nixon Newell. It's a 2-star match, 60% overall match rating. Tessa continues her winning streak, and she looked really dangerous and really tough in this match and gained some popularity. We're going to have to see about getting her a title match soon. We go to the back, and more action from the women's division as two members of the Divine Desires, Brandy Lauren and Sarie, have a war of words with the Iconics, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, and the Divine Desires insult the Iconics by calling them a bubblegum legacy, and Cassie Lee firing back saying, "We're not cute, we're contenders." And it looks like there's going to be a match between them. The women's tag team division is really starting to heat up. This gets an 86% overall segment score. We go to commercial break for the latest company video game. 90% commercial rating. We have Kenta, Jessamine Duke, and Mariah May, and Mayu Iwatani and Miro. I need to start doing something with him. We haven't used him in a while. We go to the number one contenders match for the men's tag team championship. And it's a rematch from Monday. Only a 62% overall score this time. Grayson Waller does pick up the win. And a 1.5 star match. But we have new challengers for the men's tag team championship. Brock Lesnar appearing via satellite call to call out current United States champion Konosuke Takeshita. And it's a 90% segment rating, but Konosuke is the one who gains in popularity while Brock slightly loses some. And we go to the main event, which is Konosuke defending against Samoa Joe. And he successfully holds on to the belt. Only a 2-star match with an 81% overall match score. And this episode only gets a 74% overall rating. No popularity growth or loss in North America, but popularity growth across the world otherwise. We check our mail. We sold 15,400 tickets for 900,000 in ticket sales. And that is after the gate share clause. We got 363 from Amazon. And Dragon Lee was offered a contract by AEW. And it looks like he took that contract. He will not be joining us. Is there anybody else that we might want to hire? Anybody that I recognize over here? Anyone at all? And the answer is no. Okay, so we will skip ahead to Saturday and see then if there's anybody there we want to hire. Okay. We could possibly get Jim Ross as a commentator or a backstage interviewer. Ooh. That could be good. When does his contract with the AEW run out? September 21st, so that's after our next PLE. But that could be good. We'll see what kind of money he wants. Our former World Heavyweight Champion launches a new merchandise shirt, and it sold out in 24 hours. Good going, Joe. Okay, let's try to hire Jim Ross. Let's do it. Okay, he wants 1,000 per episode. Jim will give you 3 years. I will give you 3,000 an episode. 35,000 a month. And let's call it a 50,000 signing bonus. Announcer face, yes. We have an announcer gimmick available on here. I think we do. Backstage interviewer. Okay. What about commentary? Commentator. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. No? Okay. We've got to have something. What is the right... I wish we could search. Sportscaster. There we go. Someone who works on the announcer team. Perfect. Okay. Please join us, Jim. You will help us immensely. We move on to Sunday. See if anything comes in the mail. Okay. Jesse McKay wants a push. Yeah. Before the end of November. Yes, absolutely. We'll do that. Okay. Okay. So he's left the places he's working. I don't see... he's working for New Japan now. Okay. Alright, we will go to the next day and we will call in an episode. After we read our mail. Okay. Jim signed with WWE instead of us. Kinda sad, but oh well. We took our shot. Can we steal this ring announcer from WWE? Might as well give it a try. And let's check our mail. We are still definitively seen as definitively better than New Japan. That's nice. WWE is still showing as being definitively better than us, although we are a draw in production quality. I'm not sure how we'll ever get over that hump, but we're going to try. We are still seen as definitively better than New Japan. That's good. Let's see if we can steal one of WWE's announcers. Since we didn't get Jim Ross. Three-year contract. Sportscaster gimmick. He's going to be an announcer. He's only getting $500 a week from WWE. Let's make it $2,000. $20,000 a month and $30,000 signing bonus. Make the offer. Okay, close out the game. And we will call it an episode. I thank you for the time you spent with me today. I appreciate it very much. I am so grateful for your kindness, support, and love. You mean the absolute world to me. I treasure you all. I love you. Take my love with you everywhere you go. Remember to be good to each other. It's the highest calling in all the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I will see you again very, very soon.